All right, welcome back to Scorched Earth Part 2,
Oh gosh.
presented by Nona Phelps Insurance. The only thing that she can't do is provide you with life insurance in the event that you're assassinated.
Okay, that is a fact, but my God, you went a little graphic there.
Link in the description.
Okay.
So, going back to talking about Nick and his fucking bullshit,
Mm.
presented by America's Technology Center of Excellence, Lemax Media. Link in the description. All right. So, I worked primarily veteran accounts, and I gave an assist on non-veteran accounts.
Right.
On some non-veteran, not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
There were times, and I wasn't the only one that was running veteran accounts. There were other accounts that I did manage that were managed by non-veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say that they were doing a bad job. Pokey did a relatively good job for somebody that had never been in the military.
Okay.
But when a percentage of my time is answering questions that even like Nick could have answered,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, do you know anything about this? Or what's this mean? Or how would you do this if you were in? Or like, what does your audience look like? You should be able to do that for the most part on your own. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
bounce some ideas like,
Right.
hey, I'm unsure. Like, do you prefer this or that?
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's something that's like glaringly, not within your wheelhouse,
Mm-hmm.
that's an opportunity to say, hey, you have this over here that I have a better understanding on, and I have this that you have a better understanding on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's swap.
That makes sense.
But they don't. So yeah, like a lot of this shit that the information that I've learned both since leaving Nick
Mm-hmm.
or being fired by Nick and everything else, both current and former customers, current
Mm-hmm.
and former employees
Mm-hmm.
saying this, and this. Like you just have to know at some point that like you have to quit being a fucking shitbag. Nick is the definition when you look it up in the dictionary. Nick is the definition of a blue falcon. His picture comes up as well.
Damn.
I would
That's
say
like the lowest of the low for you.
I would say without a doubt, Nick cares more about his bank account than he does his fellow veterans.
I could see that.
He has veterans whose bank accounts he also likes to keep fatted,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll use that as, oh, but I help this or I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like they were pitching American Legion
Okay.
early
Right.
spring last year, even I think end of 2022, and then going into it.
Okay.
Your face, Nick, is not liked. That ship sailed.
Mm.
People don't buy into your brand on behalf of other brands anymore. You don't have that reputation. You're not a Matt Best or a Tim Kennedy or an Evan Hafer or Nick from Fat Electrician. You're not those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Your audience.
But he wants to be.
Yes. With a desperation.
Mm.
And one of the biggest problems for him and his brand
Mm-hmm.
is that he'll run these micro experiments
Okay.
and then never follow through. He expects the big exponential boom right away.
Mm-hmm.
He will not put effort into the slow burn.
Okay.
There were all kinds of little quirky video series, like BNN, but that was a Ranger Up thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
people were sad and upset when that ended.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That was one of the first things that he made me watch when we got together.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actively watching it every time it came out. It's like, oh, a new episode dropped. We got to watch this. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
it was entertaining.
To you.
It was
You
entertaining.
were
It was
obviously
entertaining.
you were obviously their target audience. I was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then rather than doing something similar
Mhm.
and using that as a springboard,
Right.
he tried to create something wholly new,
Mhm.
Zero to Somewhere podcast,
Okay.
and that flopped. I
Mm.
think the best episode has like 130 views.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How
Yeah.
long was that on for?
I don't. Only a couple weeks, months. Him
Not good.
him and Albert did it, and Albert was running a podcast for, I can't think of their name, but they were sponsored by Salesforce. That was a big backer of the show, and I
Salesforce.
think Blue Buffalo maybe was a big sponsor as well, or something like that.
Okay.
And they basically pulled funding on that. That whole thing stopped. He was basically recording remote episodes, and that doesn't work anymore either.
Mm-hmm.
Your guests you need to go to them, or they need to come to you.
Right.
You can't do this virtual thing anymore. It might work for some, but it's not a recurring thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just have
Bad
guests.
audio, bad visuals.
Yeah, I mean that usually that's on the guest side, yeah,
Mhm.
but you can't just paste somebody into your fucking thing anymore.
Mm.
They need to be on your set, or you need to take your set to them.
Okay.
That's why one of the big reasons why we haven't had guests. We have the opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
but not gonna do it unless they're here or we go to them.
Right.
We need to be able to.
And we only have 2 mics and only 2
Yeah,
cameras,
working on
so.
it, working on it. So that all failed. So I don't know where they got the confidence that Nick is just a good salesman.
I can definitely see that.
He knows the right people
Mm-hmm.
that he can get the right amount of money from.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about where it stops.
Okay.
Hey, here's what we want to do. You guys go and try and execute. Production quality,
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Right.
Hollywood, that's his name.
Right.
I'm not talking about the location.
Right.
Hollywood is great. His directing,
Is he still there? As far as you know.
as far as I know, I don't see
Gotcha.
any reason why he would leave. But like Ben that came in
Mm-hmm.
and was working, and like he was there for like a couple of months and then went straight back to California.
Right.
I was trying to get them to have, ingest servers and editing servers and stuff. Nope. Instead, they were working off of fucking spinning rust hard drives that they have to put in a dock. Literally constraining their own fucking editors because it takes 10 times as goddamn long to fucking edit the footage because you won't get your fucking employees proper equipment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very small investment. If I can do it,
the production, it would make it go faster.
your
better.
employees become more profitable.
Mm-hmm.
There were people that I know that Nick trusts
Mm-hmm.
that I had conversations, and they're like, "Oh, you guys don't do this." I'm like, "No," but I pitched it. I put together the entire thing. I spoke with 45 drives. They were going to come do a fucking installation. There's expandability. There's all this other shit. No, they have Pelican boxes with fucking hard drives with customer content on it that they won't give the customer because it's unedited. They'll only give you the final piece, even though that's the customer's fucking intellectual property.
Right.
They paid you to do it. They paid you for all of it, not for what you want to cut out of it. So they refuse to give customer footage to other editors. When I went to Iowa and Warrior Rising didn't want DJM to do the video and photography because they fucked up photography in Salt Lake City.
They did.
I mean, Casey had this, and I'm like, okay, so I'm in this fucking awkward position where I work for DJM and DJM pays me, but I'm on the board of Warrior Rising as their director of marketing.
Right.
I have an obligation to both fucking firms for both of them to be successful. So when my employer...
And also to be a good fucking human and do the right thing.
Yeah. When my employer is telling me, don't help Casey's video guy, I'm still going to fucking help him. Because it's my reputation. Whether or not I'm with your fucking organization or not,
Right.
I want my name to be synonymous with the guy that does the right fucking thing.
Right.
And so I walked him through what our normal SOP would be. This is what we would do. This is how we would set it up. This is the format. Whether or not he can capture it the same way
Right.
and edit it the same
Right.
way, I can't do anything about that.
Right.
I can give some insight, and I can give him publicly available previous content and say, this is basically what we need to emulate. So whatever you need to do to take what my instruction and come to this result, that's on you, because that's your wheelhouse.
Right.
My job as an account manager and as director of marketing is to be the central repository for this fucking information, and to make sure that everybody's doing their job, everybody's in the right place, everybody's taking pictures and recording things and capturing the correct moments and things like that, so that we can put together something at the end of the day that you can be proud of,
Right.
and that also helps grow the brand.
Right.
You grow the brand talks about you,
Exactly.
the brand grows, your brand grows.
Exactly.
Nope. We don't want to help them. We don't want to do this because they're not paying us for it. Okay. They increased their pay, something that I didn't get, by $4,000 a month to have me as their director of marketing. So I had to attend additional meetings, both inside and outside of normal business hours. So I'm still running my business, letting it basically fall off. I wouldn't say neglecting, because it's basically self-sustaining, but I can't grow it without putting effort into it. So I'm basically giving up what I built for myself to help somebody else
who's refusing to help other people.
Yeah. So now I'm in a position where I look like an asshole to everybody, all because I thought you were a good person and would do the right thing. By not doing the right thing, you fucked me. You fucked other former and current employees. And the worst part is he pays just well enough where people don't want to look elsewhere.
Gotcha.
But the people that are talented could make better money elsewhere. And one of the big things, when he initially hired me, that's when the Ukraine thing was going on. They were dealing with stuff in Afghanistan, Save Our Allies.
Right.
That was another project that I fucking worked on. Hold on.
You gotta pop your neck for this. It's about to get deep.
So let's run it back to just before I was hired.
Okay.
They had put out, hey, we're looking for this or that. I jokingly applied, thinking that he would get my application and be like, haha, blah, 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 Never heard anything back. A couple months later, I send Nick an email saying, hey, you need to fix this shit on Lance Leggett from Thigh Huggers. You need to fix his DNS records. I don't know who controls it, you or him. I don't have his contact information, but I know that you guys are running the marketing for him. So here's exactly what you need to copy and paste.
Right.
I sent them all the information, a breakdown of what it was, highlighted, take this, copy it, paste it, click save. Didn't fucking do it. But
it didn't?
No. And that became a problem this year. It's always been a problem, but now it's a bigger problem for brands. You have to have your DNS records. You have to have specific forms of DNS set up configured correctly. Email deliverability has always been an issue. And I've always been the one that's actually done it right for my clients, for other organizations.
So what,
that
it
I've
like
worked
goes
for.
to spam or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's as easy as fucking copy and paste. The information is free and publicly available. It's not like this is obscure.
So why would you pay a marketing company who's going to put your emails right to spam?
Yeah.
And then refuse to fix it?
Yeah. Yeah. You're making it.
That's not a good look.
You're making it harder. You're burying them, taking the shovel away,
Yeah, that's
and saying,
not a good
well,
look at all.
we crafted the emails for you.
Oh,
That's the extent of our job.
it's not our fault that it went right to spam when
Yeah.
it actually is.
Even though you were fucking told how to fix it.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And once again, this is not some fucking voodoo shit
Right.
that only I know. This isn't some
Anybody in the tech world does.
Yeah, this
Okay.
isn't some pay me and I'll show you the secrets,
Gotcha.
but I won't tell you other. No, I gave it to you
For free.
for free.
On your own accord, and you weren't an employee.
Yes.
And because of that email, he was like, actually, maybe we should hire you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Albert was like, hey, we want to interview you.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm thinking that's what I'm coming in to do, right?
Right.
Fix the technical stuff,
That
run
makes
some
sense.
accounts, stuff like that.
That makes sense. But then you weren't even allowed to do that.
I was. Not all. The way that I run my business, right? As I said in the other episode, delegate access, right?
Right.
So there's an audit log that Andrew did this on your behalf at this time, on this date, and here's what was changed. It's all there.
Right.
And conversely, if you fuck something up, it's also there that I didn't do it.
Right. And that makes sense.
So they give me delegate access. I maintain DNS records for all my clients. I host their websites. I build the servers. I am a full stack fucking agency. I build, develop, host, maintain. Okay. My clients don't, and I do educate them, but they don't need to know and don't care to know. I say, hey, I'm doing this for you. It should help improve security. Hey, I'm doing this for you. Here's why. Hey, I'm going to tweak this. You might notice like a blip. I'll try and do it outside of business hours. I'm informing them and I'm telling them why. I'm providing them publicly available documentation. It's not fucking technical voodoo speak.
Right.
It's no, Google put this out and said, hey, you need to do this by this time. Do it. And I'm like, here's what I'm doing. Here's my timeline. Here's how I'm going to fix it. Here's how I'm going to fucking take care of you and square you away. That way they know that they have somebody competent that's working on it for them. Whether or not they care to look at the fine details, they know and have the confidence that I am working on their behalf and I am trying to make them successful.
Yeah, it's great.
So when I get to an agency and I'm like, hey, we need to do this. It's a really simple thing. And then we email the client and the client's like, can you just do it? I'm like, no, I don't have access. And then I say to Nick, well, that's not part of your role. Just send them the information they can take. You can't say that you're a fucking marketing agency and then all you do is create graphics. You're not a marketing agency. You're a graphics agency. I don't go to the sign store and ask them to fucking host my website. I go to the sign store to have a sign printed.
Right.
I go to a marketing agency to have my fucking marketing needs taken care of so I don't have to do it. If I pay you for X, Y, and Z, I expect X, Y, and Z.
And if you can't deliver X or Z and you can only deliver Y, then you need to be upfront about that.
And then when you do ask the technical person, which, and now in hindsight, was clearly desperation move. Like they want to leave. They want to cut sling and fucking go. Hey, can you do this for the client? Yeah. Like now or like what's the priority? Oh, if you can like maybe come up with like do a concept or whatever. Okay. Put something together. Are we going to move forward with it? No. Thanks for wasting my fucking time.
What?
Yeah. Like the other thing that I do not do, and I'm making sure that you're good on time. Without my contact info. I refuse to work on things that I didn't create as far as web and app development stuff goes. Here's why. It will take me longer to figure out what everybody else fucked up than actually execute what you want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I could make a simple, quick change,
Mm-hmm.
but if somebody else cobbled together a bunch of bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
there's a possibility that I break other things down the chain.
Right.
So I need to go in, do a deep dive. Okay, how does this work with this? How is this connected? What are the technical challenges that are going to come up with this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can come back and say, hey, look, if I do it with what you're currently on, it's going to take this amount of time minimum, and my rate is this. Or we can do it from the ground up right the first time, and it'll cost you as much or less money. And this
definitely
solution,
the better option.
This solution over here
Mm-hmm.
might be an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to pay me and then me uncover something else and say, hey, look, like this is going to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to want to pay me again. Because one of many things that could come up is you're creating more problems.
Mm-hmm.
You're not uncovering them, you're creating them.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is now you've tied yourself to something that is potentially a failure. It was already a failure, and now you are tied to that failure into the future.
Right.
So now this is fucked up, and they don't want to hire you to do the other thing because your reputation is this.
Right.
That's why I will not, if you are on, even on the platforms that I prefer, software that I prefer,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're on those, I still don't know that you actually have implemented proper security procedures. I don't know that you are using correct versioning. I don't know that you've paid to keep things updated. I don't know that somebody doesn't already have a fucking back door.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah. But I do know on my side that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I play a very, very active role in security for my clients.
Mm-hmm.
Very active.
I can attest to that. I'm one of his clients.
I'm one of my clients too.
Would you like to tell any Nick stories?
Well, okay, let's go back to the talking about the whole Ukraine thing and all that
Okay.
and all that shit. So I was hired while he was out of country.
Right. I do vaguely remember that.
And the premise was that I would commute like weekly for one day or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like every Monday you were going to be in office.
Yeah.
Left the house at like 4:30 a.m.
Not a big problem. However, if I'm commuting to the office to be in the office when the employees are there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not commuting on a day that the employees are not there. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of money. It's 3-hour fucking drive.
Right.
Both
There
ways.
and back. So 6 hours in the car every day.
6
and
hours.
you were only
6 hours that I could be doing literally anything else.
work.
And you add that up.
Right.
6 hours a day of driving,
Mm-hmm.
52 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a month of fucking lost productive time,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not a problem for me to drive and to be present.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem for me to drive on the premise of team building, being there, hands-on, and nobody being there but me.
Right. So like, what's the point?
And we have a family. I had a family when I was hired.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a new thing.
Right.
Nick has a family too.
Yeah.
So it should be Albert has a family too.
Right.
Oh, we're traveling for a hockey tournament. Oh, we're traveling for a wrestling tournament. Oh, we have this, we have that. The kids are graduating. They're doing this. They have a project. They have a concert. They have all this shit. Same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
And kids sports, coaching sports, attending
Mhm.
events,
Mm-hmm.
being present in the children's lives is more important to me than driving to sit in an empty office. And then that's brought up as one of the reasons why, oh, well, we're going to start asking people to be here 2 to 3 days a week. Okay, cool. I have undue wear and tear on my vehicle, cracks in my windshield, having to replace tires more frequently than I would otherwise. I'm paying for fuel, and you're not paying me fuel or mileage. You're not paying me any additional money to commute. So one for one, anybody else in the company that has the same job as me, I'm making less money.
Right.
Because I'm having to come out of pocket for my fuel, my travel expenses, fixing my windshield, replacing my tires, getting oil changes. I'm not being compensated for this shit. And then you want me to be there for multiple days. So now I'm paying for lodging out of my own pocket. I'm not making any money working for you. I'm wasting my goddamn time. You're going to make more money if you drop down to contractor. You won't have to be in office as much, but you could potentially make more money. Oh, why didn't you pay me the $4,000 a month that Warrior Rising was paying you, Nick? Why didn't I get any bonuses, Nick?
Those would have been really helpful.
Why wasn't I paid for hosting for VJI and IAC Kids and Warrior Rising and for development? I did the math. I gave you the math. I know what I was owed.
And he never got a single dime from it.
Nothing. I got paid salary, and that was it. And shortly after that, other people that were fired were reaching out to me because he was doing the same thing to them. And worse.
Way worse. We have heard some stories.
Yep. When the failure of your organization is on ownership, you cannot fucking blame it away on your goddamn employees.
No.
You fucked that up. Just because you didn't want to follow behind and actively play a role, you wanted to pretend to audit things when it was convenient for you, but you didn't want to actually pay attention to the things that mattered. You can't blame other people for doing what you fucking told them to do.
Right.
When you say, I don't care, just get it done, and then they just get it done, and then you're like, well, not like that. You literally fucking said, I don't care, just get it done. What method do you think people are going to take? They're going to take the path of least resistance. See, I learned a long time ago, CYA.
Cover your own ass.
Yes. I made sure that I had documentation of everything.
Oh, yes.
I don't delete
everything.
I don't delete anything.
Everything.
I don't delete anything. I have things that are categorized, and I don't delete texts. I have every text I've ever sent, ever. Like decade. No fucking bullshit. You're not going to come to me, and you fucking knew that because I had it all like right up front.
Right.
You want to fucking play this game? Let's fucking go. And then, oh, magically, it all disappeared.
All disappeared magically.
Crazy. Crazy how that works. I come to the table and I say, oh, yeah? Well, here's what I'm owed. Nobody really wants to pursue Andrew anymore. Pay your fucking bills, Nick. Yep. Good times.
Good times.
So, okay, so then going back, right? So I'm there, or he comes back. He was gone 50, 55 days. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
And then turned around and did it again. Not for the same amount of time, but he's like, oh, hey, I'm sorry that I'm not there. We wanted to have some one-on-one time and, training and do this and that. Like the shit that we were doing, the times that he was there were these like theoretical fuck games.
What?
Yeah.
Theoretical fuck game? What does that even mean?
How many diapers can fit in a trash bag and how many would fill a landfill? Let's calculate. I fucking did it really quick because I have an analytical mind and I know where to find information, like what the volume of a full diaper might be, so I could find best case and worst case scenario. Like, I can do that kind of shit super fucking fast and easy. And I did. That was part of the interview process, was answering that fucking question. Drawn on a whiteboard.
Okay.
It's some sort of proof of like some, I don't know, some bullshit that he fucking learned at Duke. Some business, whatever,
Okay.
exercise. Then there were other ones like, oh, if a company has this and they want to do this, like, how do you get there? Or what would you do if you're in this position? Well, I would make recommendations of cutting this and pushing money over here. Like, he wanted you to be involved theoretically, but not involved in reality. The training is, hey, we should be spiderwebbed into everything. We should know everything about the organization, top to bottom. We should know money in, money out. We should know the technicalities. We should know this. We should know that. We should be the one that proactively presents solutions before there's a problem. Not even solutions.
That
Solutions.
doesn't even sound like a marketing company. At
Right.
this point, it sounds like he was trying to be a fixer.
No, not a fixer.
And
It was
be able to blackmail people when he
no.
It sounds manipulative as fuck.
Right. So I get how it sounds, but I'm also explaining it poorly. So for the benefit of the doubt, it's not that.
Okay.
What it is he wants his employees to become invaluable.
Like you were with Warrior Rising.
Yeah.
So that he would be paid more for your work. Got it.
If you're invaluable and you help your clients, we can ask clients for more money, or we have some leeway on some things. Like losing those fucking headshots from Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And again, this comes back to I'm the marketing director, so I have 1 foot in here and 1 foot in here. I have fiduciary obligation to both. Cannot, will not lie to either. So then other employees are obfuscating information from me because they don't want it to make it back to the client.
Okay.
Oh, we're still looking. Can you come into the office and help? Maybe it's here, maybe it's there. No, they just don't fucking exist. And you were spending weeks
dragging it out, pretending.
Where I'm having to answer to your client in meetings, hey, Andrew, where's that shit that you promised us? I am actively involved in figuring it out. Calling people, texting people, combing back through shit that they already did or told me that they did.
But the guy just deleted them, right? As far as we can guess.
I'm not going to accuse him of anything. He could have lost the SD card. He could have had a malfunction. Whatever the fuck.
Didn't even have it in his
this is a contract. This is a contractor that he did because I saw that. When somebody would finish, he would go back through and he would show me, this is what I got, this is what I got, how's this look? Like the images with what's his name, the guy that does the carvings or did the carvings and had his dog there with him. Like those were awesome fucking pictures. And I have behind the scenes pictures of me taking pictures of the photographer taking pictures. So I know this shit happened.
Right.
But somehow, whether they were deleted, it was overwritten, it was handed over and not backed up, whatever.
Yeah.
This put emphasis on the fact that we needed, ingest servers and production servers and things like that, that we could offload this shit and verify that it exists.
Right.
I check all of our shit. As soon as I hit stop recording, I put the headphones on and I listen back to the audio. I don't wait until tomorrow or whatever. I know now, okay, that episode's not going to work. We have to re-record.
Joy.
Yeah.
I love hearing those words.
Yep.
It makes me so happy. And those are probably the episodes where I'm just like, I'm here because I have to do this again.
And another thing is taking responsibility for stuff, right? Like when the client, his clients and my clients, it doesn't fucking matter who you are. when something happens or slips through the cracks, or I forget because I didn't make a note, or I made a task but didn't look at it because I was overwhelmed with this and didn't look, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I don't blame it away.
Right. You take responsibility.
Ever.
Always.
Ever. I'll explain.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, oh, dude, like, I completely fucked up. I didn't look at my calendar. Mm-hmm. Time got away from me. It's not a fucking excuse.
Right.
I'm just relaying to you that I fucked up, and I'm acknowledging I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And when we lost shit for a client, I took responsibility for that. I should have had my laptop there. Mm-hmm. I should have been offloading the content as it fucking happened. That way I had it in my possession, not a third-party contractor. I learned that fucking lesson because I got burned. Mm-hmm. I thought in my fucking stupid mind that it was the responsibility of the video team to handle their shit. These are professionals. Mm-hmm. They do this all the time. Mm-hmm. It's not my responsibility to step on their toes.
Right.
But then when I get burned for you, mm-hmm. I'm going to fucking step in. Mm-hmm. It's not micromanaging. It's taking care of the fucking client.
Mm-hmm. That's why the next one, they had their own team.
Yeah.
So that it wouldn't happen again.
Yeah. You fucking burned that bridge yourself. Mm-hmm. And I had to eat shit because of it. Mm-hmm. And that's not the only time something like that has happened.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
There are simple solutions. And if you intend on building your business or brand in a specific sector and you're unwilling to invest into the things that will make you successful, you deserve to fucking fail. Your clients don't deserve to fail. You deserve to fail. Your clients still deserve what you promised them, but you deserve to fail. To the best of my knowledge, there's no, restitution from that. He didn't pay them back. He didn't offer anything. It was, next time. Yeah.
Wow.
So in one of Jason's other organizations, Mission 60, had already left Warrior Rising, left DJM while I was there. I was the account manager for them, but our services didn't fit what they were doing or wanted to do. Okay. That was also kind of I don't want to call it a stale brand because it's not what it was or is. It's just something that it had traction in early COVID, and then they couldn't continue in that same capacity. Okay. People were no longer working out at home. They were going back to the gym. People don't want to pay for a remote training. They might pay for like a workout plan or whatever, but they're not going to watch your seminars or anything. Like, you no longer have that. There's like, you have like the challenges. They have their whatever. Some people do that. Mm-hmm. People that are motivated and they want to, or they're getting back on the wagon, whatever.
Back on the wagon.
Or off. Yeah. When you fall off the wagon, it's when you fuck. Yeah. Yeah. So some people.
Not usually referred to in the physical sense. It's usually when you're on drugs or alcohol. That's why I kind of.
So, you have these people that are like, I need a fucking kickstart. I need something to get me started. But then your offering doesn't generate recurring revenue. Mm-hmm. It's a one-time thing. I'm going to go through this boot camp, and then I'm going to move on to hiring an in-person personal trainer, or going back to the gym on my own, or running,
makes sense,
or whatever.
Does it still exist? Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good.
They had a video, I think January, that Ken had texted me and asked me if I could watch, because the early, like we talked about in the other episode, the early traffic matters.
So they're still reaching out to you for tips.
Yeah. And I reach out to them and say, hey, you guys should try this, you guys should try that. Okay. I had a meeting with somebody partly running their podcast, and then almost none of what I conveyed, despite the fact she was taking notes, almost none of what I conveyed had been used or was used. Mm-hmm. And
he doesn't normally get this upset. So this is
yeah, to just sit on the fucking sideline and let it fucking fail.
It's sad.
And I can fucking fix it. And I've told you how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do it because I don't have the keys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fucking cuffed.
Right.
And having to watch from the sideline as this shit fucking flounders.
Mm-hmm.
That shit pisses me the fuck off.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah. Okay, anyways.
Do you want to tell any stories?
Which one?
Well, you told me an interesting one about B&E down in Atlanta.
Oh, I don't know if it was B&E, but they went down. I don't know if they actually broke and entered, but I do know that they stole their own merchandise that was paid for, but tied up in a lawsuit for Dakota Meyer. So merchandise that they were printing, packaging, shipping, selling, whatever, all for Dakota Meyer.
Because he was getting ready to sue them if
they were already actively in some sort of litigation.
Oh, wow.
So a crack team of employees rented a box truck, drove down to Atlanta, packed up Dakota Meyer's shit, and then came back. I mean...
And then the lawsuit went away.
No. The lawsuit with Store Frontier still happened.
No. I'm talking about Dakota Meyer.
I don't know necessarily that Dakota was suing them. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know any details on that. I just know that if I paid you for merchandise and to sell and ship, and you're not selling or shipping to my customers that paid you to sell and ship to them, so now you have customer money, my money, and then you don't have my merchandise and you're not shipping it, I'm going to be pissed.
Right.
Yeah. So Dakota had every right to be mad.
Any other stories that you are within your legal realm to divulge?
I mean, everybody that's got a good attorney can turn anything into a lawsuit. So the only thing that I can say that Nick has been successful with in the last couple of years was
scamming people.
Tim Kennedy's book.
Scamming people.
I mean, making it...
So he's pimping Tim out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim is Nick's brand. I mean, and I'm saying that as like, Tim is riding, or Nick is riding on Tim's coattails.
Right.
Without Tim, there is no Nick.
Right.
But Tim's on his own fucking... Brings us back to another story here real quick.
Okay.
Before I was involved...
Yes.
I had a group of people around me that were always engaging with me. And then I noticed that while I was involved with Nick,
they all disappeared.
These people are now bystanders, onlookers, whatever. And then as soon as I'm no longer involved with Nick again,
they all reached out.
Yeah. Wonder why that is.
And I'll let you know
because he has them gagged.
They had been fucked over as well.
Yeah. So I learned a story about how he fucked over Aaron Provost as well.
Okay, share it.
There was some design work done for Task and Purpose.
Okay.
And Nick essentially said that that was Ranger Up's intellectual property, design, blah, 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 whatever.
Okay.
And basically tried to literally fuck Aaron Provost over it.
Oh, wow.
I don't know to the tune of dollar amount. I don't know what came of it. I just know that it happened. And I learned about it not from Aaron, but from other people that were there before, during, and after the ordeal. And that's the story that sticks in their mind was, wow, he did that to Aaron.
I'm sure he's doing to other people the exact same thing.
And this was years before I worked there, so I didn't know about this at that time. So yeah, Nick's reputation is gag former employees, pay them off so that they can't talk about him.
And as far as you know, you're the only one who did not accept a settlement.
Yeah.
And did not sign an NDA.
Correct. So if you know some of the more famous or within the arena of the veteran and military space that have moved on and seem to never talk about him or their time working for him, positive or negative,
there's a reason.
They no longer want to talk about the positive and they can't talk about the negative.
It's really sad.
Yep. Fuck Nick Palmisciano.
You said it, not me.
That's about all the time, I think. Can't fucking read this. Yeah, we're 45 minutes in. So
I gotta go.
Story time with Andrew is over.
Story time with Andrew is over, and now I get story time with Charlotte at school.
Yep.
I can't wait.
I guess no better opportunity to talk about the 500 subscriber giveaway.
Oh yeah, $500.
$500 Amazon gift card.
Woo-woo.
Or whatever you want to call it, Cash App.
Oh, you are allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
As long as I define it. So.
Okay. Yep. Giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all you have to do,
doll hairs.
All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment.
Yay!
So once we hit the 500 mark, we'll select that. We'll do it. We'll talk about it on air. You'll get your little. We'll tell you how to get in contact with us to verify your information, assuming we don't already know who you are.
Okay.
And then you'll get it.
Yay! That's so exciting.
Yep. Help us hit 500 subscribers.
Let's see. This is coming out Tuesday. Let's say by Sunday of the end of the week. Do you think we can hit 500? I think you guys can do it.
So by the first week of June, you think we'll hit?
I think you guys can do it. Do it.
I think it depends on how well Monday's episode does. If Monday's episode does well, and then this one comes out.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Let's make it happen, guys.
We haven't recorded Thursday yet, so it's going to be crunch week for me. It's going to suck. And I don't get Monday off. I don't get any day off. I work 7 days a week, 365. So, anyways, thanks for listening. If you want to know more stories, ask us in the comments because I have way more.
He has lots more stories.
Lots. Yep. Goodbye.
Goodbye.